We all want our kids to grow up and follow Jesus. And if we want that to happen, it is on us as parents to teach them how to follow him. Now, the truth is, our kids pick up on what we're doing. Whether they say it or not, they learn a lot more from what we do than what we say. And so the reality is we need to model for them what it looks like to follow Jesus. And part of that is teaching them how to have a spiritual rhythm, to be connected to Jesus. And part of that is that our lives are supposed to look different than the world.
We cannot think of a better way to model both of these things than by practicing the Sabbath. If you're not super familiar with Sabbath, it's pretty straightforward. It's a day to stop the grind of the doing and producing and building, stopping the work to rest. It's intentionally slowing down our pace for a whole day to turn our attention to God. It's God's way of teaching us to rely on him and learning to work from a place of rest.
Now, Sabbath is something that we have just started practicing as a family within the last couple of years. Our kids are 14 and 11, and we are in the craziness of high school sports and dance and church activities. And we have found our weekly Sabbath to be a place for our family to come together and be quiet, to pause and delight, and to be grateful as we experience the goodness of God. It's a place of family time that bonds us together in the love of Christ.
For our family, our Sabbath is a Friday at 5 p.m. until Saturday at 5 p.m. Friday night, we'll make popcorn and watch a movie and rest. Sometimes we'll even rest with friends. And when we wake up on Saturday, we have a slow morning. We sleep in and move slow. And then Tim will head off to grab us donuts or cook a big enough breakfast that we can skip lunch. After that, we ease into our day by choosing something to do that brings us joy. Reading, playing a game, playing outside, taking a walk. By the afternoon, Tim will usually work out a little longer than normal, and I usually find myself doing something creative. Then we'll make a big family dinner to finish off our Sabbath.
Honestly, Sabbath is the best day of our week. And we want this same thing for you. We know that even the thought of this may be a little overwhelming. So if you're in a crazy season or you can't even imagine where to begin, start small. Maybe you can just take a Saturday morning, or maybe your family can Sabbath on just a Friday evening. Whatever you do, just be intentional, unplug, set down the cell phone for a set period of time with your family. And then when you do, invite God into the moment and delight in all that he has done in your life.
As parents, we set the pace. We are the keepers of our family calendars. That means we get to decide what pace and what rhythm we move at. So if we want to move at God's design, which includes Sabbath, let's do that rather than running with the pace of the world.
So our challenge to you, teach your kids to follow Jesus by what you say and what you do. Begin practicing Sabbath as a family and watch what happens to your relationship and your family's spiritual growth.